Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fancy Football. And this is Europe Big Five League show on this awesome channel called Fancy Football. And with me on the show this evening is Nonso Arinzechi. Nonso, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening to you. Beautiful day. I tell you, it's been a long cracking day with so many news scattered across Europe. I tell you, and it's always nice to always talk sport with you because it's a pleasure to always be here on the show. So thank you again for having me, and always a pleasure to
So,
be here.
yeah, so where do we start from now? Let's start from England, I think, which is our base. The only league title in the top five leagues in Europe that have not been decided yet. The German Bundesliga has been decided. Leverkusen are the champions. Italian Serie A have been decided, and Inter Milan are the champions. The French League On, we all know the French League On, the holders are still the champions. Then finally, we know that the Spanish La Liga was decided last week, courtesy of Real Madrid winning the La Liga 436 times in their club history. So, but the Premier League is the only league that hasn't been decided. And we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about the state of the title race. If you look at the title race now, currently, you have Arsenal topping the table, followed by City, followed by Liverpool. Now, if you look at these three teams, I would say Liverpool are out of the equation. I think we 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when they lost against Crystal Palace, we have mathematically ruled them out of the title race. But they are still in the title race mathematically, and anything can happen. But do you see these two teams at the top, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, dropping points before the end of the season? I don't think so. It's going to be difficult. It's really going to be difficult. But also, I believe that this league will be decided this weekend. That is my permutation. I don't know what the permutation is. Or rather, if it doesn't happen this weekend, it will go down to the wire. Now, look at this. Let's look at the title race. Arsenal have 2 games to play. City have 3 games to play. If City win their 3 games, mathematically they are champions. If Arsenal win their 3 games and City drop points, either 1 point, either a draw in their last 3, mathematically, Arsenal are the champions on the final day. Look at Arsenal running. Look at what they have. Let's just put all this one aside. I think we don't do it. But look at their match against Man United, which will be this, which will happen, and then Everton on the last day. That is their 2 matches. This is their last 2 matches in the EPL. So, and you expect them to win because they will be going to Old Trafford and they have a very struggling United side. But do you expect them to take this United side at Old Trafford for granted? Or they should just go there and play their game and win their match and go home and see what City will do?
First of all, I think Arsenal know for sure that they don't have it in their hands. That's the first step. And we, like you said, they have Man United and Everton. I think the Everton game is a sure banker. With the way Everton are playing at the Emirates Stadium, I think Arsenal would find enough, in their kits to get the job done. But at the end of the day, like we really say, it's not in their hands. They now have to do the job and hope that is a blip for Manchester City, end of the 3 games, who has Tottenham Hotspur, Fulham as well to play. So for Arteta, what he needs to do is do his job, and once his job, win his games, and then hope for the best, at the same time expect the worst. So there are games that are winnable. Like I said, about it looks like a done deal. Man United, I think it's a potential banana peel, but looking at the form of Man United, you want to tilt towards the side of Arsenal. But like I said, there's Marcus Rashford returning back to the team. They've got Lisandro Martinez as well, who returned back to the team. And this will bring more solidity in the team because, like, imagine a team that has the likes of Maguire and, of course, Casemiro. And then Maguire got injured and they became Casemiro and Johnny Evans at centre-back pairing. But with Lisandro Martinez, he brings this youthfulness. He brings this doggedness, this ruggedness. And it becomes more sure at the back. So, on paper, Arsenal are a favourite to get this one over the line. But like I said, never say never. It's going to be a tough game, big game to come. And you want to find Arsenal to win their 2 games. But like I said, Man United have always found a way to sink Arsenal even at their best of forms, but even at Man United worst of form. So it's a game we need to look out for at the Old Trafford. But at the end of the day, Arsenal round knows it's not in their hand. But all they can do is do their job and wait for any slip-ups, which is very unlikely for Manchester City.
Okay, so unlikely for Manchester City. Well, let's look at City. They have Fulham this weekend, which is tomorrow, early kickoff. They have Tottenham midweek on Tuesday, and they end with a match against West Ham United on the 19th of May, which is the last day of the season. Now, looking at this match, Fulham, you might say yes. I think they've been up here and there recently, but you are playing City. City will always look for a way to unlock your defense, to unlock every means to score you, and that's what they've done in their last 5 matches in a row, or 6 matches in a row. You look at Tottenham, you say, okay, is there a potential banana peel there? Yes, Tottenham can go there head to head, can play at home head. I think that is where I feel that there is a potential banana peel. But with what is really going on with with Tottenham, the manager, what's his name, again Postecoglou.
Yeah.
People are complaining he doesn't have a plan B, he doesn't have this. But what else do you want him to do? He doesn't have it. I think he has to learn how to have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C in matches. But this is the game. This is a game Man City has to be very careful of. Whether Postecoglou has a plan A or a plan B or a plan C, they have to be very, very careful of it. Against West Ham,
I don't really quite agree with you with Tottenham Hotspur being the toughest of their opponents. I think the biggest opponent for Manchester City will be their trip to Craven Cottage this weekend. We all know Fulham playing at home. They got the ability to cause an upset, especially when they play at the Craven Cottage. They've got a good manager as well, and a couple of players who on their day can be unplayable even against the best teams in the land. So they've got Alex Iwobi, they've got Kylian Mbappe, they've got Rodrigo Munir, they've got Raul Jimenez, Willian as well. Those guys play good football, Pereira as well. So as much as people will say, oh, Tottenham Hotspur on paper should be the toughest of opponents, but with what we see with Tottenham Hotspur, they've got under pressure. We saw how they were beaten by Liverpool, beaten by Arsenal, beaten by Chelsea. I know that those teams struggled to beat them. It was quite emphatic. I told you there's only one way they can beat Spurs. Throw the ball behind the defenders. Van der Beek and of course Romero, Christian are not the fastest of players. So if you play the ball behind them, you've got a 120% chance, of getting not even 1 or 2 goals, but at least 3 or 4 goals. And with this Man City team, who has got players who can pass the ball, pass you to death, and can pick a pass, you could just say, oh, we all know Postecoglou will set up his team. So all we need to do is just play the ball behind them, and then we'll get the required result. So the potential banana peel to me is not Spurs. The potential banana peel has to Fulham away at the Craven Cottage. I know Tottenham Hotspur played at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but we all saw it. They don't look. Arsenal were there a few weeks back, and as at halftime it was 3-0. If Arsenal pulled them leg off the pedal, they could have gone for the 4th and the 5th, just like how Chelsea did against them. So I think, and I repeat, Fulham is that team that Arsenal will be praying to get something from them. It's very important. The games that will happen this weekend, like you said, it could be decided this weekend, where Arsenal can drop out against a slippery Manchester United side who are terrible, but against Arsenal would love to play spoilers all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. And for Fulham, it will be a team of pride to be the team that decide who wins the Premier League title. So, and the fact that they are under Silva, Marco Silva, they formed a team that is very, very difficult to beat, especially at home. So I'm waiting for what's going to happen this weekend. I'm bracing up. I think we should brace up, guys. Big games coming up this weekend. And I tell you, like I said, it could, like you just said, I beg your pardon, it could just happen this weekend where the league can be lost and won.
Exactly. Okay, let's look at the battle for relegation. If we look at the battle for relegation, we see I think Sheffield United have been confirmed. They've lost their last 5 matches, and they can't, with 16 points, they cannot get additional point. Even though they win their last 2 matches, they can't do it. So that has been confirmed. They'll be going back to the championship to go and regroup to see if they could come back next season. I think Chris Wilder knows how to do the magic in the championship, but I think he doesn't know how to do the magic in the Premiership, so he has to learn that. Then for Burnley,
I think he got the job too late. He wasn't the man in charge. He came with save our soul, SOS mission for a team that's so down, on the table. Like you said, 5 losses in a row. That is relegation bound reform. We saw this one happening long before now. We're not surprised. I know you're not surprised. I don't think fans of the Premier League are surprised. Those are the teams. And the first thing we expect to go down. Another thing we expect to go down is Burnley. How they manage to stay long afloat and still have a chance by this point of the season still marvels me and tells you how much of a work this and company has done. And that's why things in the middle tier of the table are looking for a signature. But Sheffield United, the quality is really terrible. I think they would go down. Burnley as well. You know, I told you clearly at the end of the season, the club has told you that this team is 3 years away from being at their best. And it's rightly so. Most of them are young players from academies. They're very prone to mistakes, especially the goalkeeper Morico they got from the Spanish La Liga. And the Premier League is very unforgiving. It's a league where they take no prisoners. You don't step up your game, you get knocked out big time. So I think Sheffield United deserve to go down. Burnley may join them. Nottingham Forest got a lifeline last weekend with a 3-1 victory against Sheffield United. Unfortunately, we hear that their appeal for their point deduction has been rejected, and that point they would stay. They will remain 7th on the table, just 3 points above relegation zone. So I think for me, Burnley and Sheffield are condemned to go down. The battle is who join these two in the relegation zone. We'll wait and see how it pans out. But guy, tell you, I fancy Nottingham Forest to escape because I think they've got some good players. They've got a good manager in Nuno Espirito Santo, and like I said, it's in their hands right now because they are 3 points clear out of the relegation zone.
Okay, you see, have Luton Town. Luton Town are a team that possibly they might escape that relegation if
they need to bank on they need to bank on the services of Adebayo Elijah. He just returned from injury and they go in the last game. And of course, they Chris Morris, I beg your pardon, their captain. If they would stay up, these two guys will have to get goals. The reason why Luton Town are where they are is not because they don't score goals. They score a truckload of goals, but they receive a truckload of goals as well. So that's their backlist. They win games 4-3, 5-2. Very exciting team to watch. I think they added some spectacle to Premier League. But come on, you can't be the Premier League and be playing 5-4, 3-5 every day of the week. At some point, you lose team, and that's what happened. So, but like I said, they still got a chance, like you said, to stay up. But it will rely solely on how much goals Adebayo Elijah and Morris can get for them from now to the end of the season.
Okay, let's move on from the Premier League to just the breaking news we had about 2 hours ago. Kylian Mbappe has officially confirmed his PSG exit. Before we go into this discussion, please, if you are watching us, kindly subscribe to Fancy Football, hit the like button, smash the notification button, and share our videos. We just want at least like this video. We just need 10 likes for today, please, if you are watching us. Okay, let's move on. Kylian Mbappe has finally and officially confirmed his PSG. We all know that before, but we just wanted it to come from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
In the interview this evening, which was posted on Twitter or thereabout, he confirmed that he will be leaving PSG. The goodbyes will be said. The announcement will be made. The farewells will be done with the PSG fan over this weekend. He will be leaving. I think the PSG fans will be generous for his services. How many years was it? Close to 7 years. 7 years. Putting on the PSG shirt and trying to see if they could win the Champions League, and he couldn't. On 2 occasions, or rather on 2 occasions, they've come close to win that Champions League, but he couldn't. Probably, I think he said he's done, and then he has lost. I will use the word he has lost faith that PSG can't do it. Probably, but they will. No, time will tell. Time will tell. So, what's your take about that, and also?
You know how much I love Kylian Mbappe. I think he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. Though we had this back and forth last time out when we argued that is he a striker or not. I don't see him as a striker. I see him as a winger who wants to express himself. But that's still a number 10 role where he's allowed to roam around and have fun. And in that position, he's one of the best in the world. So, or if not the best in the world. So, for Paris Saint-Germain, it's a big blow. What they have lost is 40 goals a season's player. Where do they get those 40 goals from? Will it be Marco Asensio or Goncalo Ramos? Wait and see. Or will it be Victor Osimhen? We'll wait and see. But they've lost a 40-goal season striker. They've lost a fear factor. They've lost their all-time goal scorer. They've lost a player who has won so many laurels for them. They've lost the pitch boy of French football. And of course, one of the youngest players to win the World Cup as well. So image-wise, they've lost an absolute legend. In a few years he has played at the club, he's a legend. Like I said, top scorer in how many years? Tells you that guy is brutal in front of goal, and his finishing do not let him down. So I'm really happy for him. Finally, he's going to make this bold step. The next big step in his career. What we hear is going to be Real Madrid, a team who are in the Champions League this season. So He wants to win laurels. And Madrid, they ooze titles. They ooze. It's not that he didn't win in Paris Saint-Germain, but he wants to get his hand. He's won the Champions League. He's got to the final of the Euros. He's hoping he can win it this year with France. He wants to win the Champions League and cement his place as one of the best players ever to play the game. And also, if possible, win the Ballon d'Or. And of course, the FIFA Best Player of the Year. So I think it's a move up in his career. It's not as if he had a bad time at Paris Saint-Germain. Not as if the fans were not nice or good to him. It was just a step up in his career. And which player doesn't want to play for Real Madrid? I know, Philip, if you were allowed to play football right now, you would don the Real Madrid shirt. You want to play for them, I tell you. So without so much money in the bag, you just want to have your CV that I played for the Galacticos. This guy will be making a cumbersome amount of money. Now, the good news is that most of his image right comes to him. So he can make some good bucks even after outside football. Wow, he's making money. He's living his dream. He's playing for the club as a child. He's been a fan of. You see him in his room with the Ronaldo jersey. So he's gonna be living his dream. But for Paris Saint-Germain, they lose a big player, and they must recruit. I just hope they don't. If they feel they've got enough in their kids to keep moving on, they would suffer absolutely next season. Because even this year they won the league. I say, they are used to winning the league. The top scorer in the league is Kylian Mbappe. He's been the man who has led them all through. Even in games where they struggle with the likes of Asensio, Goncalo Ramos, Brocola, Ousmane Dembele. So for me, it's a step up in career. Is what he's looking for. I'm proud of him that he's finally going to make this move. Even though people say it's 2 seasons or 1 season league, maybe he would have won the Champions League with them this season if he had moved last season. Maybe he would have won the Champions League with them last 3 seasons. So maybe it's 3 seasons or 2 seasons, but like I say, I believe it's better later than never. And like I always say, all is well that ends. So that's a good one for him. Sad for Paris Saint-Germain. The problem is where do they get that goals from? I think that'll be the topic Luis Enrique and the board will be looking at. Where do we get those goals from? But for Madrid, it looks like they're gonna get an absolute gem of a player, a bullish player, a gorgeous star, and I tell you, a player that will turn the world around in the next few years.
Okay, you asked this question: where will PSG get the goals from? I think for me, even outside that, Kylian Mbappe is the biggest star to grace the French League on, and that's why most of us watch and follow the French League on.
Yeah.
Do you see a drop in viewership for the French League on as the Kylian Mbappe is moving out?
Absolutely, it's a no-brainer, man. You saw Neymar left last time out. Messi left last time out. You see some players leaving for Saudi Arabia. We saw some good players leave Paris Saint-Germain for greener pastures. I think if you look at the recruitment they've done this season, they're no longer going the Galacticos way like Madrid, where they get the best player in the world. They believe in that. Let's go for youth, a player who has got a bright future, who we can build a team around the next 4 or 5 years. So it will drop. I'm not saying that somebody cannot become the next big team from France tomorrow. Oh, yes, it could happen. It can happen. We saw in England when we thought, everything was all gloomy. The cup came in June. So for me, we can get a new star, but I think they would suffer his departure for the 1 season, and maybe by the end of the start of the next 2 seasons, somebody else would have come and would have used this season that is gone to announce himself to the world. But it's a big blow. It will affect the TV rights, it will affect the followership, it will affect the viewers. It would affect Paris Saint-Germain as a whole. Some people watch PSG game for Kylian Mbappe. They say that we pack the prince and food to the rafters, food to the teeth. And I wonder how many of the watch a game where PSG is playing maybe a team in the bottom of the table. So it will hit the league. It will hit Paris Saint-Germain. But like I said, no player is bigger than the team. Paris Saint-Germain would survive. They'll come good. And I think after his season, somebody will come in and slot in, just like Mbabbe has done. While the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of the top players have come and gone, and Mbabbe came. So Mbabbe would go, and some good players will also come along.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with your analysis. It's spot on. Here we go. And some good players will come along. We saw the likes of JJ Okocha grace that league, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Lionel Messi, Neymar. All these players played in the French League on, and that's why the league has grown. Not just grown a little, but it has grown in leaps and bounds. What that league needs is just consistency to keep their best players within them, and that is just it. They have the league per se have the finances to move on. The likes of PSG, the likes of Marseille, they have that money to move on to get players that suits the league. I think for me, what the league management or the entire French league on needs to do is to attract good and better young players. Yes, we still have the likes of Dembele, the likes of Kolomoani, but these are not big stars per se, like
I
the Mbappe.
I can see a certain Procola who could step into that shoe. May not be immediately,
Exactly.
but the boy
Yeah,
show from signs,
he's still young. He's
that
still young. Yeah, he's still
and
young. It's something.
there's a younger brother there's Nathan Mbappe. We saw him in the Champions League and how well he does it. So there are
Well,
young boys there, but I said
Nathan Mbappe.
wow. So
I
and
think
I said
he's
the
going
lot of
with
things that
Mbappe. I don't know, but there's a story I saw. I think I have to verify that story. There's a story I
yeah.
saw that he's playing with his brother to Real Madrid. So
And I said we
he's
wait and
also
see. But there are
yeah, we'll wait
players
and see
that
what
can
will
step
happen.
up. There are players that can step up, but it may not be immediate. Like I said, we need 2 seasons, and then again the world. There's somebody like this in Paris Saint-Germain again that we can look out for. So all is well
Yeah,
that ends well. I think anywhere for Paris Saint-Germain. Bigger players have left the
definitely,
club. Us to change the culture.
definitely.
Paris Saint-Germain survive. They will survive. No player again is bigger than the club.
I absolutely agree with you. Spot on. Spot on. I absolutely agree with you. So let's move on to Germany. The German league has been decided already, and we all know. But there's a certain team in the German league that don't know how to lose, and they don't even know when they are beaten. No, no. So you might agree with me. You know that team is being coached and led by Xabi Alonso.
Yeah,
Look, I was watching their match yesterday, 2-0 down against Roma. Everything seems doom and gloom for them. Before you knew it, they got an own goal from Mancini, and before you knew it,
yeah,
I was telling I was saying this match will not finish in a loss for Bayer Leverkusen. They will pick a draw in that match, and suddenly Stanislas, the guy that is from on loan from Bayern Munich, came up with the goods with the left foot drive, and suddenly it was 2-2. What do you
yeah.
think?
I think
What do you think keep this team and the manager motivated at this time, even despite they've won the German Bundesliga?
it's about culture and mentality. And I will explain
Yeah,
them bit by bit. Culture in the sense that they play a certain way, they play aggressively, they play on the
yeah,
front foot, they always
yeah,
want to win games. Even in the Europa League, remember they were 2-1 down, and that was enough to qualify them. But they didn't just sit
yeah.
back
It
and
was.
defend. They kept on going. They kept on going. That is how they play. And this is one thing that makes a stuff of legend and stuff of great coaches. We talk about Pep Guardiola, Don Carlo, Arsene Wenger. They play a certain way. Lose, win, or draw. He changes 11 players, they play the same way. He changes 10 players. I know the funny part, you can't really say this is the first 11 of Bayern Munich, because today you could be playing and the next 3 games you're on the bench. Patrick Schick, Adley, Victor Boniface. You ever Florian to even start the game in the Europa League. He can chop
Yeah,
and change change the formation to 3-5-2, 4-3-3. And you could argue that whoever he finds worthy of joining the starting 11, or it could be Nathan Taylor, they come out smoking and they leave 150% on the field. So there's a culture around the club about winning, and of course mentality, the winning mentality that brings the winning mentality. And also as a student, this boy is something that is bigger than them. They don't see themselves as Bayer Leverkusen. They see themselves as a big club. But you see the kind of character he brought in this summer, the light of Granit Xhaka. These are winners. He may have not won things at Arsenal, but you can see the fact that whenever Arsenal loses, there's this hurt he felt in his heart. He felt like
yeah,
weeping and weeping and crying. You could feel that he was holding himself. He practically struggled to motivate the young boys. And before the season before he left, he almost won the Premier League. But now he's a title winner in Bayer Leverkusen. So the players he got in, spot on. Victor Boniface from Union St. Gullis and Granit Xhaka came in and did the job. Imagine him getting a goalkeeper who is benching a long-time servant of the club in Lucas Hadreski. So the mentality.
that's where I even found it perplexed, because looking at the young keeper,
Yeah,
you might say it's inexperienced, but
yeah.
man, this guy has held his own for
And he played. See,
49 matches.
coaches play players based on who fits. Some coaches, let me tell you the truth. Ederson, a fantastic goalkeeper. We all know that some goalkeepers, like, let me give you an example now.
Yeah,
This guy's not a bad goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. But Arteta would love to play David Raya, because he knows Raya has got the ability to pass the ball and create long passes, and his eye for the pass is second to none. I think the only person who passed the ball better than him in the Premier League is a certain Ederson that plays for Manchester City. That guy should be a midfielder or a striker. He hits the ball so well, and you have to say, this guy really a goalkeeper. And that's why Guardiola wants him on that pitch of play. If you watch Stefan Ortega, he began to build his game, and even though that was not his strength when he joined Manchester City, he began to build his strength. And that's one thing about the young goalkeeper for Leverkusen. The way Bayern Munich wants to play with the three-man defense, the goalkeeper was be able to have an eye for the pass, and not to split a long pass and by cut the midfield, get the ball to Frolowitz, or get the ball to Victor Boniface or Nathan Taylor, whoever is in the wing, to begin to hurt them. Most of their goals has come from the wing. So the goalkeeper was able to find the wingers and find them as quickly as possible. So, like I said, the mentality is awesome. The boys are they play a certain way. Even when they are 2-0 down against Roma, you could feel that there was no pressure. They kept on playing the way they were playing. They believe that at some point the goal would come. They are playing in front of their home fans. The fans will push them and reel them to victory. And that is what happened. Again, unbeaten for 9 games. No team has done that ever in football in history. That is one record kept by the side. They've gotten to the final of all the competitions they played in Germany. It's been a while somebody did that in Germany. And then, if they go all season again, that's another record. No team has done all season without losing a single game. And they're already in 2 finals already. So what they need to do is win those finals and avoid losing the next 3 games. So whatever Alavi is doing there is unprecedented. And it takes a coach with high mentality. And why not? When you are playing under the likes of Pep Guardiola, you worked under the likes of Rafa Benitez, you worked with Don Carlo at some point. You know, when I was at Madrid, okay, Mourinho told us clearly.
Work with Jose Mourinho and work with Pep Guardiola. These are top managers in world football.
Absolutely best at the moment. Don't forget, Mourinho said something when he was too play. He said that Alonso will be an absolute manager because he looks like a coach on the pitch of play. And sometimes he doesn't even need to talk to the players. He just whispers to Zabi. He knows how to decimate the information to his teammates. That he sees him as a player who will be very successful in a coaching career. Fast forward 4 or 5 years later, and Zabi is ruling Europe at the moment. See, if he wins all the trophies, he should be the coach of the year. But he didn't win the Champions League. He didn't win the Champions League now. Who cares? Not Ancelotti. See, Ancelotti went to Everton. All he could do was get them maybe Europa League football. This guy has got them Champions League football. He's won the league. He's not only won, and you look at where he picked them. Almost a team that was relegation. How many players did he buy? 4 or 5. It's probably the same players that played last season. Jonathan Tah. He's same Jonathan Tah. He's same Tabzoba. He's same Akapi. He's same Jerome.
I just think it's all about mentality. So what he did was to change the mentality of the players. Change what
is Alonso telling these boys? It just remind me when Arsene Rams was telling him that one day Ramsey, you know what, at the same time it was very terrible at Arsenal, and Arsenal fans were always asking, why is this coach Arsene playing this boy? Can't he drop this boy for crying out loud? Can't he? And in the dressing room, certain Arsene was telling Ramsey that he's the best midfielder in the world, and he was playing. He was making his mistake. He was correcting them. He was making his mistake. Although Arsenal fans were suffering and excruciating because they were not winning trophies, he was making the mistakes in the people who are correcting them. And when Ramsey hit his prime, there were few midfielders in the world that could compare to him in his goal scoring, his contribution, his box-to-box game. The guy developed, as Wenger said, I told you so. So it takes a manager with quality mentality to instill confidence, to instill a fighting spirit, to instill his philosophy and the style he wants to play. Most importantly, let them know that it's football. They may be Real Madrid wearing the whites of Real Madrid, but it's football. It's 11-11. This guy went to Roma at the Stade Olimpico and beat them by 2 goals to them in front of the ultras. This guy has gone to Bayern Munich and summoned Bayern Munich to come on. Is he the best? So come on, it tells a lot about Xavi. The man has proven beyond reasonable doubt that he has come to stay. Brace up in the next 3-4 years. What Xavi would be in European football? He could be the next big coach after the eras of the Mourinhos, the Peps, the Don Carlo. When they phase out, that guy could be the next big team sort out for clubs across. But look at him just one season, and we hear teams like Liverpool are looking for his signature. The sky is a stepping stone. Absolutely, he's shown that this is where he belongs, in the top tier of European and world football.
Yeah, and also I totally agree with you. I totally agree with your analysis. This Bayer Leverkusen and Alonso. I think the Romans will continue next season. Let's see how far they could go in the Champions League. Let's see what he will bring in the Champions League. I just think that he has the players for the Champions League, but he needs additional new situation.
Yeah, new ideas. Yes.
Some players like the likes of Jeremy Frimpong, and that is certain that he is leaving the club. So many of them
Grimando could leave as well.
will leave.
Grimando could leave as well. We hear that Victor Boniface is being thought out for top clubs in Europe, so he will lose some players.
I don't think
But
Boniface will leave the club for now. But let's see, time will tell. It's only time that will tell. So
yeah,
this is the much we can bring to our viewers on Fancy Football and on the European Big Five show this evening. We hope that we have done our best to talk about these leagues, these issues burning on European football, and hopefully next week we'll come with an exciting edition. Or Monday, not next week. Yes, next week Monday we'll come with an exciting edition of the top of the Euros Big Five. So kindly like, subscribe, share this video, and you will help support Fancy Football. And also, I will see you when I see you.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Please do like, subscribe, and share. And we're here for you guys. Thank you very much again. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.